These are my top 7 health tips based on science. Most doctors ignore these. Can you guess what it is? Loneliness. That is a major stress on our bodies. Of course, there's different levels of loneliness. You have a very severe level where you just lost a loved one, which is going to make you very lonely. Social isolation. It will keep the chronic elevation of cortisol going on. A lot of inflammation occurs with this. This is why they're at risk for heart disease, stroke, and definitely high blood pressure. Loneliness also shuts down certain genes to your immune system, making you more vulnerable to developing cancer and getting viral infections. Humans are very social beings, and when they don't have that social aspect, all sorts of health problems occur. What would be the health tip that would come from that? Quality relationships, at least 3, that will lift you up, is super therapeutic, where you have a regular social engagement. Another thing to do is volunteer and help some group or some person, because it's very therapeutic to help another. Let's go to number 2. Lack of sleep. Getting less than 5 hours of sleep will increase your risk for early death by 30%. It 2 to 3x's the risk of gaining weight, craving foods, developing diabetes. It was revealed that there's brain aging with people that don't sleep. What's the tip on that one? Get at least 7 hours of sleep. Let's get to number 3. Refined sugar. That would be maltodextrin, modified food starch, modified cornstarch, wheat flour, rice flour. That's all hidden sugar. It's one of the key drivers for developing liver fat and obesity and Alzheimer's. One of the biggest things that this refined sugar does, and refined starch, is making you old really quick and keeping your body inflamed. What do you think the best tip to counter that would be? Low carb, ketogenic diet. There's a really cool app that I came up with. It's called Dr. Berg Junk Food Meter. It's a free app if you have an Apple or an Android phone that allows you to quickly scan any food, any barcode, or even the picture of the label and focus in on the key 3 ingredients in most junk foods: sugars, starches, and seed oils. Most people have no idea how much of those 3 ingredients that they're consuming in the refrigerator or in the pantry. Let me show you what I'm talking about before we get to number 4. All you have to do is download it. It's free. Pull up a food, hover over the barcode, and start scanning. And it quickly scans and shows you how much starch, seed oil, and sugar. You can see in this one, there's 19 grams of sugar in this yogurt. Crazy amounts, and there's some starch as well. Let's pick another food. Pop-Tart. Holy macro. Look at, you have starch, 39 grams, got some seed oils in there, and you got sugar in there. You can see the junk food score at the top is a 10, which means it's really, really bad. It tells you what kind of ingredients that we're reading. Let's do another food. Well, hot dog. This one has starch, so there's hidden starch. What kind of starch? They're putting corn syrup in there and modified food starch. Not too healthy. Can you take a wild guess what number 4 is? Industrial seed oils. I'm talking about what most people fry their food in. They're going to create a lot of inflammation in the body because seed oils are an unsaturated fat, which means they're very vulnerable to oxygen, heat, and light. How is it that you can keep these oils right in your cupboard without having to refrigerate them to keep them shelf stable? Because it builds up over time, it's a slow poison. The health tip based on that is to start cooking with healthy oils: extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed butter, tallow, lard. Only use those oils in your food as well as cooking things. This next risk factor, visceral fat, the fat around the organs, really will tell you a lot about how long you're going to live or if you're going to have a health problem. You can literally look down at your belly right now. If it sticks out, we know you have not just visceral fat, you have liver fat too. It's one of the best indicators of heart disease. This is the heart right here, and this is the epicardial fat. It goes directly into the coronary arteries. Did you realize that even children that are 4 years old are starting to get visceral fat? So it's not just happening as we get older. There's no drug or no diagnosis code that can get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is through your lifestyle changes. The biggest top 2 things to do are intermittent fasting and lowering your carbohydrates and sugars. That's called a low carb diet or the ketogenic diet. Let's get to number 6, constant eating or snacking. You're just basically eating too much of the wrong food and you're eating too many meals. Not even talking about eating candy bars. I'm talking about eating anything. Chronic eating or snacking completely and utterly shuts down the self-cleaning of old damaged cells. Your body fills up with dirty, damaged tissue. You age a lot faster than you should. For this tip, cutting out snacking is a super valuable tip for everyone. For most people, what I'm going to recommend is a very simple tip. Only eat when you're hungry and don't eat when you're not. Be super powerful for anti-aging and to make you feel a lot better. And the last factor that creates a lot of problems has to do with 3 specific nutrient deficiencies. A magnesium deficiency. When you're deficient, people tend to get high blood pressure. They might get arrhythmias, muscle cramps. What has magnesium? Leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, or you could take magnesium glycinate as a supplement. Next nutrient is vitamin D. It said 40% of people are deficient in vitamin D. I think it's more like 90%. When you're deficient in vitamin D, you get early risk of dying. You get a lot of inflammation. You get depressed. You need at least 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 every single day. This 3rd nutrient is going to surprise you, and it's choline. A lack of choline will cause The fatty liver. You could have problems with memory and cognitive function. Normally, our bodies need about 550 milligrams per day of choline. The best source of choline is egg yolks and liver.